Strong storms in October rocked parts of the valley. Now FEMA is here to cover the cost of some of that damage. Alberto Pilot with FEMA joins us now with more on how you can apply. Thanks for coming back and visiting us.
Well, thank you for having me again.
Yeah, you guys were open in May when we had storms, and now you're opening an office again. So, you know, this applies for residents in Willacy and Hidalgo County, but how do they know if they actually qualify for, you know, some help?
Well, listen, Nicole, I guess the first part of the recovery effort is they have to call that 1-800-621-3362. Anybody within Willacy County and Hidalgo County that suffered any damages between October 22nd to October 31st can be eligible for federal aid. But the first part of the process is to call it 1-800-621-3362 or disasterassistance.gov.
So even if you think maybe you don't get covered, it's helpful to call that number just in case. You never know.
Right, homeowners especially, make sure we want to call their insurance companies first. Make sure they put that application in and then call FEMA just in case, because we also, like I said, FEMA doesn't duplicate benefits. We cover what's underinsured. Renters also, we encourage them very highly to apply with FEMA. But the important thing is to call that they call at 1-800-621-3362.
And what is covered once they do get that assistance from FEMA?
Well, the first thing it's called essential needs. What is essential needs? They need to repair their home. They need to rental assistance. They need to get right back into the home as a temporary. We're temporary assistance. We want them to get back on their feet. That's why it's so important that their insurance, if you have it, call them right away. And if you could apply right away, that insurance money, that money that you get with FEMA will help you recover right away.
And I know you guys you have inspectors with FEMA that are going around to houses. Now, unfortunately, back in May when we had the same thing, when FEMA came and helped, we had people who were posing as inspectors. So what should residents look out for to make sure that it is a credible person that's coming to their home?
That is correct. The important thing is their ID. They have an identification from their contract inspectors from FEMA. So the first thing is when they come to your door, look at their badge or ask them for a badge. If you see that they don't have any identification, just send them, tell them that you'd rather not have an inspection, and then call your local authorities.
And they wouldn't ask you for any funding as well if someone comes from FEMA?
That's correct. FEMA is here. We don't ask any funding. We don't do repairs. The inspectors are here just to assess damages. As soon as they make an appointment with you, they will call you and they'll visit your home. But the first thing is make sure they have an identification. If they don't, just call the local authorities.
And what about for those residents who have started making some repairs on their own? Is there a way that they can maybe get reimbursed for that?
Okay, yeah, we've talked about that also, that if we encourage families to go ahead and start cleaning up and making repairs. We don't want them to have weeks of mold and mildew at their house. The important thing is here is to save your receipts, photographs, keep them handy. Once an inspector comes, you can present those photographs to them. And once any determination is made from FEMA, if you feel that you encourage them to any more expenses, you could also appeal that and just go to the nearest recovery center, which will have those pretty soon, and just keep in touch with your local news about those times and hours of the local recovery center.
And there's over a dozen counties in Texas that are actually going to be covered. And you have some new numbers in of just how much money the state is able to provide for those who are in need.
Right. That's a close of business. So far for the 15 counties that were affected, we have already $7.3 million have already been approved dollars for over 1,000 applications that have been approved. So those numbers keep rolling. We need people to still register. The assistance is already here.
And what's that number again that they can call just in case?
Just at 1-800-621-3362 or disasterassistance.gov.
And it's there right on your screen. All right. Well, thank you so much, Alberto.
Thank you for having me again.